So if there's one piece of advice I can give to any buyer, whether it's first-time home buyer, repeat buyer, go and get pre-approved rather than pre-qualified.
In order to get pre-approved, if you went into the bank and everything was fairly simple and straightforward, the banker, they do have to do some checks and that kind of thing as far as your credit goes. They can be done very quickly, but depending on your bank or your mortgage person's time, it might take 24 hours.
When is the right time to buy your first home? Well, that is a good question. It depends on a couple things. How long do you plan on being in that home is one of them for sure.
I would talk to as many resources as possible. So you're going to talk to a mortgage advisor, talk to a real estate agent, and maybe even talk with a financial planner. A lot of times people find it hard to save that down payment, or being able to free up cash to be able to save the down payment, and a financial planner could really help you in being able to restructure your debt load in order to save a little bit more.
Once you go in and sit down with them for a half-hour meeting, you'd get an answer back almost immediately saying, yes, you're golden, you have nothing to worry about. Again, unless something comes up in your credit report, such as a bankruptcy or something that you've forgotten to tell me about. People forget a lot.
A lot of people don't realize that pre-qualification is just, oh, this is how much I earn, these are some debts I have, oh, this is what you could afford. Pre-approval will actually ask for all the information from your income, and they will put through an application. But they'll put the approval through, and if anything shows up on your credit rating, so they'll put it through the credit rating companies, if anything shows up on it, they will know there and then. And that's why it's really important. Rogers is one of the biggest culprits that I've come across, where they've had an old bill outstanding and it's on their credit rating.
And I always ask my buyers, what's the end game? How long do you want to be in your home? So, if it's just a 5-year plan, I always recommend 7 or 8 years when buying your first home, because, in today's market, it's been hot for so long. We don't really know how much further it's going to go as far as appreciation year over year. You don't pay off a lot of the, you're mostly just paying off a lot of interest at that point. So you're not building a lot of equity. So unless you can find a property that you can, get into, move in day one and have a ton of equity in, which is very tough in today's hot market because it's across the board a seller's market. It's very tough to have a lot of equity when you move in.